But let's move to what we think will be the most fun game of the day, the one that you and I will be attending. Going to Kyle Field, Texas versus Texas A&M, with a spot in the SEC championship game on the line. The first time these two teams have played since 2011, which was Texas A&M's last year in the Big 12. These teams hate each other. These fan bases hate each other. There's so much going on here.
So this is the same push-pull of environment, hatred, all that stuff.
Yes.
But if we took the logos off the helmets and we just discussed who we think's a better football team, we can agree that Texas is 6 points better than A&M this year, right? Like, are we on the same page there?
I think that's fair.
So how much do you think that the environment and the animosity and the layoff and everything else that's at stake, all that stuff plays into it?
I think it's more of a styles make fights thing. I think if Texas A&M's not so good at rushing the passer, I feel very comfortable with Texas in this game, despite the environment.
Yeah.
The fact that Texas A&M can cause disruption of Quinn Ewers in ways similar to the way Georgia did, that is what gives me pause. Otherwise, I'd feel very, very comfortable with Texas.
Yeah. So part of me wants to be like, the environment's not going to be. But you can't spend all year talking about this game and then finally getting an opportunity to go and how insane the environment's going to be, and then like not take that into account when it comes into the game. I think Texas is 6 points better. I think that the environment, the 12th man, the situation, all of it is going to come into play. I'm going to take the points at home.
Yeah, and let's not forget that Quinn Ewers has an ankle injury. Games that will affect the playoff race, you can go to them. If you don't have tickets, doesn't matter. You can go to them. Game Time is your home for last-minute tickets. You want to go to Texas and Texas A&M, you can be at Kyle Field. Now, it will cost you. We're talking $600 and $700 to get into this game. But you can get into to Sanford Stadium and watch a little clean, old-fashioned hate Georgia and Georgia Tech for $130. Or for as low as $25, you can get into Jack Trice Stadium in Ames and watch Farmageddon, which, by the way, this game may have more impact on the playoff than the other ones. Because if Iowa State beats Kansas State, they're in the Big 12 championship game. If they win the Big 12 championship game, they are in the playoff. That game was awesome last year in Manhattan. It was in the snow. It was high scoring. It was crazy. If you get a game like that, $25 well spent. So download your Game Time app, and it doesn't have to be football games. It can be comedy shows. It can be concerts. I bought Taylor Swift tickets for my wife and daughter a few weeks ago on Game Time. Use the code STAPLES, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, but $20 off that first purchase if you use the code STAPLES. Download the Game Time app. Doesn't matter if you have tickets now. Doesn't matter if you wake up day of the game and like, I want to go to the game. Game Time has your tickets. So easy. The process is pretty seamless. With that Taylor Swift situation, it was day of the concert, morning of. We had tickets within 5 minutes. It was amazing. So download Game Time. Use the code STAPLES. $20 off your first purchase.
Well, what I was going to say is I'm going to give you a bonus prediction for this.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Arch Manning plays in it at some point.
I don't think that's a very hot take because
you don't.
Because if Quinn Ewers has a bum ankle, if there's a wrong step, even if you've got to go get retaped, there's a good chance you see Arch Manning at some point. Or if Quinn Ewers can't move against that pass rush, you may have to put Arch Manning in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how much does that change things? Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning both look bad against Georgia. So I'm not looking at that little period of Arch Manning against Georgia as, oh, Arch will come in and poop all over himself in this game. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think if you had to put Arch in because Quinn is hurt and it's just Arch's game at that point, I think he settles. Also, we don't know how the 1 reps are going to get split up this week.
No.
With a limited Quinn Ewers.
I feel like we learned absolutely less than zero about Arch Manning in that Georgia game. Like you and I are.
Yeah, I don't think like we should be judging him based on that.
He had like 8 snaps. What are we doing? I think he is going to play in this game because he is needed for some reason, whether it be injury relief or a change of pace or something.
And how much of the legend would that, like, both ways? Arch comes in A&M and is the reason they lose to A&M, or Arch comes in and is the reason they beat A&M?
I'm excited to get down there, though. I really am.
Yeah,
it's going to be great. I'm going to take the points here. I think Texas is a better football team, but I respect what the situation is showing, and I don't think that like A&M could be possibly more jacked up or playing harder than they would in this game.
Ari, I'm going to take Texas to cover here.
Okay.
I think the Longhorns are tired of hearing us say they didn't play anybody, that they actually aren't very good. I think they may come out and prove they are pretty good. Because what's the thing Texas has been consistent at also? Their defense has been consistently good.
Yeah. And they have done a pretty good job, say for a few games in the last month, of beating up on the teams that they're better than.
Yeah. So I'll take Texas to cover here. And a Texas-Georgia rematch in the SEC championship game, which I think could be very interesting.
Yeah.
But obviously, if I'm wrong here and A&M wins this game, the scene in Kyle Field will be...
just do our podcast on the field after the game, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
Yes, we will. It's just I want, just like we did when we were at Ole Miss, Georgia, I want people coming up to us, just interrupting. Let's have it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it, Andy. Just get your ass out here and let's get ready for the weekend.